All right, I'm pretty sure Tom Brady retired today just to kind of boost the weekend box office for this movie because. Whew. All right, guys, today we're going to talk about the new film 80 for Brady, directed by Kyle Marvin, written by Sarah Haskins and Emily Halpern. It's a story about four elderly friends who are mostly in their 80s, and they take a trip just to go see Tom Brady play in the Super Bowl because Tom Brady has been in their lives for so long for certain circumstances that I won't get into too much. Because I think you should see the movie to understand everything that, connects everything. But anyway, they're big Patriots and Tom Brady fans, so they go to the Super Bowl to see Tom Brady play. It's kind of one of their last big hurrah trips. So the four friends find themselves in heaps of hijinks that you shouldn't normally find people at their age in, but they, go through a bunch of stuff and obviously stay friends throughout the entire thing and get to witness one of the greatest Super Bowl comebacks, if not the greatest Super Bowl comeback of all time. And based on a true story. So it said inspired by, I believe, in the opening credits. So it's inspired by a true story of four real life people that were big Tom Brady fans, and I think for the most part that's where the truth stops and the fiction begins. There are some elements maybe for certain characters that were actually real in real life. Apparently there was real Rob Gronkowski. He's a football player, for those of you who don't know. A real Rob Gronkowski fan fiction or erotica fiction. It's whatever. So that plays a little part in the movie. So you got Lily Tomlin, who's kind of the lead of this group. She plays Lou. Then you got Jane Fonda as Trish, Rita Moreno as Maura, and then you got Sally Fields as Betty, and of course, to nobody's surprise, Tom Brady appears as himself. So that's kind of your main cast there, and the chemistry of the four main leads is kind of what starts my issues with this film. Now, I did an out of the theater reaction to this film, and look, I don't hate this movie, and when I end up getting to my grade, I hope people understand, look, it's just a grade just based on the type of film it is and how it works for me. I think other people will find this enjoyable. That's the main thing. If you go out and you can find this enjoyable, then that is all that matters. It doesn't matter what I say. I'm just giving you my honest criticisms of a film that I see as, warranted. And that starts with this cast. Look, Lily Tomlin, I think, he's done some great stuff in the past, but here I just felt like her and these four ladies all kind of have some very wooden chemistry, and it was really weird to watch because there would be flashes of genuine just fun, and you could tell they had a lot of fun on set, which is great. But there was just times where I just didn't feel like the acting was up to snuff at times. And when for Lily Tomlin, her every other line was, "We have to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl," it gets old after an hour and a half or however long this movie was. I kept looking at my watch, to be honest with you. But then you got Jane Fonda, who's kind of one note in this film too. Rita Moreno is also kind of the same way. Everybody's kind of one note, but thank the heavens, Sally Field gives probably the best. Well, I won't say probably. She gives the best performance of the whole stinking movie. You feel like she's a real character. You feel like she's got depth and she's got all these layers to her character, and I appreciated it so much. It didn't matter what she got into in this film. I believed it, and I was into whatever it was she was doing, whether it be a hot wings eating contest, whether it be this great running gag with her fanny pack, which you see in the trailers, and I think it just plays out great in the movie. It made me chuckle every time. Tom Brady actually might be the second best actor in the film, which is kind of scary to think about since he's not an actor. But when he pops up in the film, he's a little charming, whatever. I don't care about Tom Brady. That's why I'm wearing the Lions jersey. I don't have any Tom Brady jerseys because I don't care. I respect him as the greatest football player of all time, but that's where it stops. Okay? Lions fan through and through. But anyway, from a filmmaking perspective, just if you were to break everything down, I thought the story was a little on the weaker side. It had potential to be fun. The cinematography is kind of pretty typical. Nothing great. It wasn't terrible. The editing, I thought, it just kind of, I don't know, it slacked in some spots where I think they could have really ramped it up. There were moments I feel like the editing was great and they kind of kept some scenes moving, and I was really into that. But then it would slow back down. The music, didn't really notice. The direction, I just didn't. I mean, it just felt like this should have just been sent straight to Paramount Plus, to be honest with you. This didn't really feel like this needed to be a cinematic experience until you get to a lot of the NFL Films style footage that they incorporate into this movie. Like, everything with the Super Bowl was actually the most captivated I was during this. And I watched that game live. I remember being thrilled then, and I was actually kind of into it watching it here. But there's a few things they do involving the core group of characters, the four ladies, kind of inspiring Tom Brady to start the comeback, which was a little out there for me, not gonna lie. And you really gotta, going into this, have to either be all into something like that, or that's just not gonna be something that's gonna work for you when you're watching this film. So there's that. The biggest takeaway I have, because I didn't care if this movie was, one of the worst movies I've seen this year, but as long as I kind of came out feeling like that was a cute movie, it didn't matter what the grade was. If I could have said it was a cute movie, I would have called it a win. But I went and took my mom to see this, and even she said when we got out, she's like, it never quite got too cute. And I looked at her, and I was like, that is the best way to describe it. It just never got to that. The floor I needed it to get to was just, let it be called cute, and it couldn't get to that floor. And it's really kind of disappointing. Like I said, this is by no means like the worst film I've ever seen. The grade I'm about to give it may make you think that I'm just crapping all over this, but hopefully you listened to my words and why I'm going to go and give this a D minus. That's right, I'm going to give it a D minus just for a lot of the technical stuff. Like I said, the acting wasn't all there. Sally Fields essentially carries this film. But I think that's just my personal view on this. I think the crowd I saw this with, they were pretty much into it. I think, people may be more forgiving than me when it comes to this film, and that's quite all right. And that's, your prerogative. Art is subjective for that very reason. You're allowed to enjoy something, and I'm allowed to not enjoy something, and vice versa. And that's just how it goes. So yeah, a D minus. I feel a little bad for it, but it just never delivered on at least getting to the cute level. It had so many actual things that could have, made this a film that I would have recommended to a lot of people, that I would have found charming, and the charm never got to where I think it could have and needed to get to, and that's the biggest fault of this film, and that, it is what it is. So yeah, again, Tom Brady only retired to help the box office of this movie. I'm just saying. But anyway, guys, what did you think of 80 for Brady? Have you seen it yet? Are you going to go see it this weekend? Are you a Patriots fan? Are you even a football fan? Do you even care about this movie? Let me know in the comments down below. Please also remember to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the little bell notification to be notified whenever I drop new videos. And yeah, I'm trying a new thing out, guys, with the little shorts, probably doing like out of the theater reactions. So we'll see how that goes. Going to do that for the next few movies and just see how I feel about them. I'm new to that game. So, give me some time to figure out if it's something I want to roll with or not. But until the next review, which should be this weekend, I'm actually excited about the next movie I'm going to go see. Until then, guys, I'll be seeing you.